Greg Troutwine with Offshore Engineer TV, and we're very pleased to be joined by Jim McCaul, International Maritime Associates and World Energy Reports, to discuss recent trends in the offshore energy deep water markets. Jim, to start, as you well know, it's been a historic downturn in the offshore oil and gas production for the past 6 years. How does this downturn compare to others you've seen, and more importantly, what activity are you seeing now?
Well, first, let me thank you for the invitation to be in this discussion. As you know, oil is a volatile market, and deep water is simply part of that oil market. And oil itself is, what happens to price determines what happens with the market. And the price of oil, the only certainty about it is it goes up and it goes down, but nobody knows when that will happen. I've been following this market for quite a long time, and say since the mid-1990s, there have been numerous cases where the market has suddenly taken a big dip. Just within, say, the last 10, 15 years, I was in 2007, 2008, during the big financial meltdown, the price of oil dropped from $140 down to $35 in about 5 months, and basically wiped out the industry. And in fact, I think it was in 2008, there were no orders for floating production systems as a result. The entire year was empty. The next one was in, I believe it was 2013 and 2016, and there the price of oil dropped from $100 down to around $25. Recovered again, back up into the 50s or 80s, 50s, 60s range. And then last year in 2020, the price of oil dropped again. This time it went from the mid 60s, basically, dropped down to under $10. In fact, the price of oil in the U.S., the West Texas Intermediate, actually got below zero, which was a crazy situation, but that did happen. An interesting aspect of this are these last three things. When you look at it, the low kept getting lower. It was $35, then it was $26, and then it was $10. Now oil's back up to around the mid 60s. Everyone is happy. The market is recovering. But it's what's happened in the last year is an example of what has happened in the oil market many times. It's a very volatile market.
As you said, the offshore market and the deep water market specifically are just a piece of that puzzle. But specifically, when you look at the deep water market, do you see activity there picking up?
Yeah, it dried up over the last for about 12 months. In 2020, there were four orders for floating production systems. And most of those, 3 of the 4, I believe, were in the first 3 months before the pandemic hit. Typically, there's around 12 to 15 orders, so it's usually around 1 a month. So when you get to 4, it's pretty low, although it wasn't as low as 2008. 2008, I guess it was, when there were no orders. This year, there's been, I believe there's been 4 orders placed so far. Maybe there were 5. There was 3 FPSOs, one of which is just a hull, and then there was a production semi. So just within the first 4 months of this year, there have been 4 orders. So there's a pickup that has been taking place, no question about it. But it's slow. What's causing the market pickup is the price of oil has been going up, and the price of oil has been going up because the OPEC Plus group has been curtailing output, and demand has been recovering a little bit. So the price of oil is creeping up. It's now, as I said before, in the mid 60s.
And I know that there are few in the world that have as much insight and experience on the production floater market than you. Have you seen an uptick specifically in the production floaters?
Well, yeah, as I mentioned, we've seen 4 orders already this year, and there's a couple more that look like they could happen within the next 2 or 3 months. And when you look forward, there's quite a few that are in the pipeline ready to make the investment decision. But the investment decision is totally dependent on the market. So if the price of oil remains at $60 plus, or $50 even plus, there's about 30 production floaters that are out there that are ready to go to an investment decision sometime within the next 18 months. So that's between now, at the end of this year and the end of 2022. I think that the market will continue to recover. I think 2021 will probably be a pretty good year. 2022 will be even better if the price of oil remains high.